And I thought I'd use the opportunity to look back on my life and to check whether I'm on the right path and whether I feel happy. Most of you know my story, but just to shortly recap, in the last 5 years I made quite big transformations. I was a lonely, depressed student. And I turned into a professional poker player. That dream of my childhood. I reached a sense of financial freedom in the last 5 years. Maybe not for London. London is expensive. So box ticked. I was unsporty, I was living unhealthy, and I turned healthy and enjoying sport every day. Box ticked. I was without sexual experience. Now I do have sexual experience. Box ticked. So now, looking at these accomplishments, I do feel satisfaction. But does it make me really feel happy? Now, there are 2 things I learned about happiness, and I want to share them with you. And actually it started with, I don't know if you've heard about it, recently in Switzerland there were 2 top managers committing suicide, and I was quite shocked about that, because they have status, they have recognition, they earn millions. Am I chasing the wrong dreams? Now, what I learned is that our brain makes wrong predictions about what will make us happy. We still think winning the lottery will make us happy, but this is just one curve, and then we go back to the same level of happiness. We think of having a car accident will make us, and losing our legs will make us unhappy, but still, after 1 year, we go back to the same level of happiness. So we confuse the transformation into a state with being in the state itself. We confuse becoming with being. Now, is it a waste of time and energy to chase goals in the pursuit of happiness when we can't change this level? There was one second thing I learned. It's from the book Thinking Fast and Slow from Kahneman. And he talks about the experiencing self and the memorizing self. And he says the way we experience things and the way we actually memorize them is totally different. So the experiencing self lives in the present, wants to enjoy a good time with friends. The memorizing self remembers episodes of its life in stories. So peak experiences are remembered, turning points, and the end of a story. So that's actually how theme parks make money. Because when you look at being in a theme park, it's actually quite boring. You stand there queuing for hours, and so the experiencing self is pretty bored. But the memorizing self, at the end of the day, looks back and sees, I had 4 rides of 30 seconds and they were amazing, so it was an amazing day. I need to go back. Another thing quite important for the memorizing self is the end. So if you want to remember an experience in a good way, make sure at the end you get the end right. Interestingly, time doesn't matter at all for the experiencing self. Time does matter So if you're on vacation 2 weeks, it's double as good as 1 week. For the memorizing self, time doesn't matter at all. It's only these deep experiences. So do you think you have a sense for the memorizing self and the experiencing self? It's quite an interesting concept, because we are basically trapped in our decision making, because we base our decision making on the memorizing happiness, on the memorizing self. So Kahneman says the memorizing self is like a tyrant who tracks the experiencing self through experiences which are actually unhappy. So, what did I learn for myself? Foremost, we need to find a balance of experienced happiness and memorized happiness. We go on vacation and we just try to make pictures of everything and not really appreciating the experience. So I want to focus more on having experienced happiness, good times, good people. Another thing I learned about goals is to not focus on achieving the goal, but choosing the goals for the learning experience behind it. And hopefully, normally we say in Toastmaster you need 3 things, the power of 3. I only have 2 things. I will come back in a further speech maybe.